Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Moved the Decimal. In today's video, I am listing more slides. I've previously photographed them and you can see my videos of me photographing them along with some digital conversion of the slides to digital. In today's video, I'm just gonna talk. I don't know. I've been following a lot of people on YouTube. I've been following people on Reddit, and the one thing I don't do is Twitter, and I've never done Twitter. And I don't do TikTok either, which is probably bad, but I've heard that the reselling TikTok and the flipping TikTok is becoming very large, and people are leaving YouTube and moving over there, or maybe quit selling on eBay to fully engulf in their YouTube careers. I don't know. I will say YouTube is a lot more work than I thought. It's adding an extra layer. I do like recording myself listing. I do like recording myself taking photos because it holds me accountable. I'm like, okay, I'm going to record this so I know how long I recorded, how long I did these photos or how long I spent listing, and I'm going to get a video out of this. But then it's hard because I have to go back and voice over them. I did record a couple of videos of packing where I just talked while I recorded, which was nice, and it's doing essentially the same thing as voiceovering without the extra step. So me coming back on here, talking to my computer, and I don't even know what to talk about half the time. I don't know what everybody wants to hear. I've talked about garage sales recently. I just did a video talking about different estate sale companies in our area, and I can go into a little more detail on how we bid at estate sales. Like I said in the previous video, we have 3 major estate sale companies in our area. 2 of them are auctions, and the other one is just a person that goes in and prices, or a company that goes in and prices that. I will not mess with the other one. I will not mess with the non-auction one. The 2 auction ones, I have actively participated in those. One is online, one is in person. I talked a little bit about our bidding strategy. The online one and the in-person one both tend to bid in lots. So it'd be like box of blank, and you'd bid for that whole box. Now, larger things we would bid solely on, like I talked about, we did buy our riding lawnmower at an estate sale auction, and we did bid on that individually. A lot of times with the online estate sale auction, we will set our top cap on everything and just let it ride and not go back and look at it, because if we go back and look at it, then we end up increasing our bid and spending money that maybe we weren't as comfortable with. And we really research and look at our top bid. I will say recently I had a lot of buyer's remorse, because one of the things I thought I would be able to sell, I sold for a lot higher, and there was a lot more of them at the estate sale, and I did not pick them up because they were going too high. And when I say going too high, they were going for like $25 a piece. But the one I did buy, I sold for over $100. So that would have been a good return for me. But I didn't realize it, and I was only comfortable buying one. So I am having buyer's remorse for that. But I couldn't have seen that coming. And what if I would have bought that one and it didn't sell, or it sold for a lot lower than? So I guess my advice would be, if it's something you don't know about, or if it's something that the comps are just all over the place on eBay, and that's what was the problem with this. I looked up on eBay and Terapeak, and the comps for it ranged from 40 to 70, and I saw that I was the only person with it listed at the time. So I went ahead and threw a very high, above $100 number on there, and it got bought outright. There was no negotiating, no asking, nothing. Bought outright, and I could have not predicted that. I was going on if I buy this and it only sells for 40, am I okay with that? And that's why I only bought one, and I'm kicking myself for that. But I also didn't know it. What if I would have bought all of them and I ended up underwater? And we did have that early on in our eBay career. like I've said before, we live in a very depressed area and stores are always shutting down. And when our Kmart closed, we bought up a bunch of toys at probably numbers that I should not be comfortable with, but we were just starting. We were really into watching all the YouTube videos and how, buy big, grow big, and you can only get out what you put in type stuff. So we had bought a large quantity of toys, several $100s worth of toys. And we were underwater. We got underwater on that. In fact, it has been probably 6 years, and I still have some of the toys in my garage listed on eBay that have not sold. And ever since that experience, I've become very shy when making large purchases, especially over $100. $100 is like my threshold for an big purchase. I spend more than that at the bins, but it's over several hours, over several days, so it doesn't seem like the same thing, but it's just too big of a threshold for me. And so I didn't buy those things at the estate sale, and now I'm kicking myself. That being said, they went between $25 and $50 a piece. There's no way I would have known if I was going to make over 100 on them. And honestly, that could have not been their top bid. I could have been bidding against somebody that was going to go up to 100. So there's no guarantee that I would have got those for $25. Now, I will say we go through and we throw $1 on anything we can throw $1 on, no matter what it is. If there's a lot that no one's bidding on, we'll throw $1 on it. We figure we'll make our $1 back. And if we have to go there anyway to pick up an item, it's nothing more than picking up several other items. So we will go and see if we see we're winning something. So if we're winning one of our bids, I'd hate to only win the dollar boxes. I would still go pick them up, but that would be a waste of travel, especially with gas prices going up again right now. So if we know we're going to win one of our lots, we will go in and bid $1 on anything that doesn't have a bid on it, or things that are bid for $1, we'll go in and bid up just a little bit if we want them. But doing this, we've picked up several lots that, most of it is worthless, but it may have one item in there that could make up everything. So I bought like a costume jewelry lot, and that lot was $2 for a flat. So when you think of flats, think of like cans at the grocery store and the cardboard box it's in. And that's what they normally sell these in, is flats like that. So I bought a flat of costume jewelry for $2, and I figured I would find something in there worth the $2, and I found some Bakelite jewelry in it. So it paid for itself, it paid for the auction, it paid for everything. And I'll gamble with stuff like that. And I know if I have items that I don't want to sell, items that I don't think are worth anything. My mother-in-law's church has rummage sales pretty consistently, and they're always looking for donations. So I'll donate there. And I can also use that as a tax write-off when donating there. We are still having the issue with thrift stores in our area taking donations. A lot of them are not. A lot of them, you have to call and schedule a donation, and they're several months out, especially around the summer when everyone's having garage sales and getting rid of things. So it's become pretty tricky to donate to our thrift stores. There is not like a homeless shelter, but a community organization that takes care of individuals. And if you have like dress clothes or blankets or pillows or kitchen items, stuff like that, they will take that to donate to people. And I usually always donate my used blankets to the animal control here because they're always looking for blankets and towels. So I will donate a lot there. And I guess part of reselling is knowing where to unload things. My husband and I often have the fantasy of, what if we just rented a dumpster and got rid of all of our old stock, got rid of things in our garage we don't need. We have, way too many sports equipment, wrong size bicycles. Our kids are outgrowing toys pretty fast. So it's like, what if we just rented a dumpster and just had a fantasy about that? And I have often have the fantasy, what if we stopped selling on eBay? We would get our garage back. I don't know what we'd put in the garage, probably more crap, but we would get our garage back, and we would get a corner of our great room downstairs back, because that's where all of these slides are. Anything that has to be climate controlled, we keep in the house. I don't put anything in the garage that heat can affect. So if I'm reselling candles, they go in the great room. The slides go in the great room because heat can warp them and miscolor them. So I always try to keep them in climate control. Some books I will keep in climate control. Luckily, our garage is dry, and our great room is dry, but I don't want to take the chance of, we have a really wet year, and this year has been a very wet year. I keep a lot of moisture things that suck the moisture out of the air. I keep a lot of them in our great room to keep it dry and stable, because we have electronics down there. We have these slides and books and everything down there, things we don't want to mold. So we are aware of that. And I think that's one of the things when you're reselling, you need to be aware of where you're storing things and what your ability to store is. Like, we have a hard line. We will not get a storage unit. We do not make enough money to get a storage unit to justify that. And I know personally I'm not going to have enough time to run to a storage unit and pull items. I barely have enough time to run to my garage and pull items. So we know a storage unit will never work for us. And I think we need to have that. We need to have okay, this is a hard no, this will never work. Well, thank you for watching my video today. Please like and subscribe and continue watching my videos in the future.